Yo, 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 this is your boy Bronze, and this is the Niners All Day Show. I got my co-host with me, Trey. What up?
Man, what's going on, my guy? What's
Man,
happening?
it's Tuesday. Tuesday. Just counting the days, man. If the season is gonna actually start, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We'll see what happens, man. It's a lot of money that's on the line, bro. They're gonna figure out a way to have a season. I'm not even worried about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It'll
Yeah,
happen.
definitely.
It'll happen.
Yes. So make sure you guys follow us, subscribe, and we appreciate the support. Big ups to everybody that's been tuning in with us, and we're growing steadily, man. It's looking good. So thanks to everybody that's been down with us. And today we have Marco, and we're gonna bring him in. Marco, what's up?
How's it going? How's it going, guys?
Yes, sir. It's
Man.
good, man.
Hey, just another day. Happy to have you on, bro.
Thank you.
Man. So you're a contributor of Sports Illustrated. Is that correct?
Yeah, but contributing for Sports Illustrated for a few months now.
Nice. Yeah. So how did you become a 49ers fan?
So it all started with my family. My dad's a big 49ers fan. His uncle's a big 49ers fan. So I was born into this. And we've been in this for forever, man.
That's good. Good deal, man. So we got some topics to go over today. Dre, we got what's the
we got quite a bit of topics, man. First topic I want to discuss is the 49ers were voted as the second most complete team in the NFL by ESPN. How do you feel about that? Do you think that we should have been lower? Do you think that we should have been higher? Or do you think it's right exactly where we should be at?
For me, I'm thinking who's first? I'm assuming is it the Chiefs?
It's the Ravens.
First team I thought of was the Ravens. I was like,
the Ravens are at number one. I mean, I could understand that. Like they added Calais Campbell. That's like adding two defensive linemen. That's a massive man. But they did lose some people. They lost, a Pro Bowl, a 9-time Pro Bowl offensive lineman. And they traded away one of their tight ends. So I was a little bit confused by that. You know what I'm saying? But I think number 2 is a good ranking. You know what I mean? If you're in the top 5, top 10, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to win the NFL. And I think number 2 is a pretty good spot for us to be in because we really didn't lose shit. And when you look at the people that we gained, a lot of those people already played in this scheme. So it just makes, it makes things that much easier. Like these guys aren't coming in and they're going to have to learn a whole new scheme. You know what I'm saying? These guys already know how to play in the scheme. The only guys that we really have to coach up are the undrafted free agents and, of course, the rookies that we drafted. So I'm pretty happy about that. How you feeling about that, Marco?
So when I first thought of it all, that okay, the Baltimore Ravens are up there. They're probably number 1.
Right.
And also the Saints are pretty solid. The Chiefs are pretty solid.
Yeah.
And there's some spots I worry about our 49ers. Like, I mean, obviously I wish we were number 1 because I'm a 49er fan, But when you look at the 49ers, they're not as complete as we want them to say they actually are. So when you look at our offensive line, you look at our secondary, those are 2 big factors on our team. We like throwing the ball a lot, and a lot of teams like to throw the ball. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, are we as complete as we think we are?
So we talked about this in the last episode. As a matter of fact, we were just talking about Eric Crocker. He was on our last episode. Our offensive line was voted as the 5th best offensive line in the NFL. I don't think people understand how much adding Trent Williams is going to do for this offensive line. Also, if you remember, Person in the Super Bowl was fucking horrible. He was horrible. You got Brunskill filling in at right guard now. Brunskill's PFF was like 17 points higher. He only allowed 1 sack. He only had 1 penalty. That's a lot better. As far as our depth on offensive line, you got Sean Coleman, you got Brunskill, you have Ben Garland, you have Richburg coming back. We drafted McKivitz. Justin School, when he started, for those 4 games, him and Brunskill, we stayed undefeated. We didn't lose until Joe Staley and Mike McGlinchey came back. We lost. The game that they came back, we lost. Mm-hmm. So when you look at how deep and how prepared those guys are, I think it's actually one of the best position groups that we have on the team, and that's because of how deep. That's because of how deep we are. I love Joe Staley, but he's not Trent Williams, bro.
Yeah. Not Trent Williams at all.
We got Tomlinson too.
But again, you're
like
having Williams come off the season. He didn't even play. So are you going to get the Trent Williams who was the top left tackle, or are you going to get a Trent Williams who's digressed because he hasn't played? So I can't just throw him into our offense and be like, "Well, damn, that's an upgrade," because I don't know what he's going to be a year off of football.
Bro, hey, man. Hey, bro. All of the injuries he sustained, a year and a half off is fine with me. That man's going to be better than Joe Staley.
He's going to be better than Joe Staley. Joe Staley, you could tell his age had caught up to him.
Right. Yeah, you could definitely tell his age caught up to him. All right, man. So this second subject, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. They did a head coach simulation, and Andy Reid beat Bill Walsh. David Lombardi was in the fucking Super Bowl. He was coaching in a league that had like 12 teams, and the players smoked cigars and cigarettes in the locker room. Like, bro, I don't get it. Like, Maybe, what do you think your reasoning is for this, Marco? I mean, is it the recent Super Bowl? I mean, do people actually believe this? Like, do you have any reasoning as to why they think that Andy Reid would beat Bill Walsh?
What they did is they got a pump, put it into their ear, bro, and they started pumping it up, man. Pumping it up, man. That sounds ridiculous, man. I cannot believe they. All right, Bill Walsh was ahead of his game. If Bill Walsh was in today's game, lights out, man. Innovative.
Exactly.
It's going to be completely different. If Bill Walsh was the 49ers head coach when we had the 3rd overall pick, instead of taking Solomon Thomas, he's taking Patrick Mahomes. So Andy Reid doesn't even have his quarterback if Bill Walsh is the Niners head coach.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Oh man, that's
I thought it was just
weird time dimension right there.
Yeah, man, I really couldn't understand that. Bill Walsh literally changed the game of football. It was a running league. He is part of the reason why, people started drafting linebackers that used to weigh 250. Now they weigh 225 and they run 4.5s. Part of that was because of Bill Walsh.
The running back who can catch a pass. Look at Roger Craig.
Right. Yeah, Roger Craig was the first running back to have 1,000. He was Marshall Faulk before we even knew who Marshall Faulk was. Okay, yeah.
There wouldn't be no Andy Reid without Bill Walsh. I mean, he learned the West Coast offense. He's part of that tree.
Yeah, he's part of the 49ers tree. Exactly. Yeah. And this next subject is, we kind of touched on it. The O-line was voted 5th best in the NFL. Marco, why do you think that we took such a boost in the rankings before the season started?
I mean, obviously, we got a boost because we traded for Trent.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Yeah.
Marco, you guys hear me?
Yeah. We hear.
Well, obviously, they got boosted.
Can you hear?
Trent Williams. Yeah, I can hear you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So obviously, they got a boost.
Oh, okay.
Trent Williams, but I don't think their offensive line is as good as everyone says it is. It's not a top 5 offensive line. End of the day, we had the 26th ranked offensive line in the NFL last year in pass protection. So, yeah, you do move Brunskill into the guard position. He should help out there. But now you have a center who's coming off of a knee injury. Is he going to be the same player as he was last year because he was having a solid season before he went down? McGlinchey's still not as great of a pass protection tackle as we think he is. So at the end of the day, he's a great run blocker. We have a great run blocking offensive line, but in pass protection, I have to see what it is during week 1 before I could actually say they're a top 5 pass protection offensive line.
All right, so if you say that, name 4 offensive lines that's better than ours.
4 offensive lines that's better than ours right now.
I can only name 2. If you look at depth in the whole picture, because this is what I graded off of. If one, we stayed undefeated with right tackle and left tackle injured last year. So
we also ran the ball way more when they stepped in because it's easier to run the ball with offensive linemen because you had Kittle and you had Juice, those are the main key parts to our offense clicking when it comes to the run game.
Not exactly. Jimmy Garoppolo, he threw for 400 yards and had 4 touchdowns. Mike, what's going on, bro? He threw for 400 yards and had 4 touchdowns. Also against the Cardinals. we didn't have. If you remember what happened that game, that's not a game that we had Joe Staley or Michael Lynchy. People forget about it. We put up damn near 60 points. So I think that the rankings are based upon, let's say, if put it like this, Zach Martin, 8-time Pro Bowler, probably going to be in the Hall of Fame, center for the Cowboys, right? He retired. You know who's their backup center right now, bro? Joe Looney. Joe Looney. Yeah. Now you know who Joe Looney is, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I think that's what they base the ranking off of. If one guy gets injured or even two guys get injured, how is the team going to manifest to continue to win games? And they seen that the Niners were able to do that. They got rid of the prick in the hindsight with person, and Brunskill, who's a lot better than person, is there. And then you add Trent Williams, and then they have a lot of people that are coming back that we didn't get to see in the depth. I think it was based off of depth. Now, if you're looking at the starting five, I could see where you're coming from. Like if you're just looking at starting five, maybe you can name a few, but I could only say the Cowgirls. And like I said, Zach Martin's gone. Marshall Yanda. Marshall Yanda, tackle for the Ravens. He's gone. He retired. Like those are not easy guys to replace. We replaced our.
Didn't Yanda play center or guard?
No, he was. I believe Marshall Yanda was the Ravens' left tackle, bro.
No.
Hold on.
Let's see.
Marshall Yanda retired.
He was a guard.
Oh, he was a guard?
Yeah, he was inside. That's easier to replace an inside guy than a tackle.
My bad. Okay.
So they have a better offensive line than us.
Who?
The Ravens.
Without Marshall Yanda?
That's what I was gonna say. Well, damn.
I don't know because they were run heavy too. They weren't really pass heavy. You know what I'm saying? They would. When we seen what happened when they had to pass against the Tennessee Titans.
But
they got out of there.
That's not their offensive line, man.
So what was it? What was it?
That's a bigger picture. That's their quarterback, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a bigger picture than that. I don't want to touch on that topic because I really like Lamar Jackson. I hope he's improving his passing game.
Yeah.
Running back.
Forget him. Forget Lamar.
Running back. All right, bro. So this next topic, we're gonna stay with offensive line. Trent Williams voted number 3.
Number 3
in the game. Not left, not right tackle, but offensive tackle in the game. Two guys above him. It was Tyron Smith and Laramie Tunsil. To me, that just shows how dominant he is, and how he fits the system. How do you feel about that? Do you think he should be lower? Do you think it was a good spot for him to be at?
So who was right behind him at 4 and 5? You say he was ranked 3, right?
I didn't pay attention to those guys. I only paid attention to two that was above him. I can't even lie, bro. I can't even lie.
Don't get me wrong. He's a great offensive tackle. That's probably where he should be ranked because the previous season he was with the Redskins. That's where he was top. He's a top left tackle. So then you have to kind of bump him down because he didn't play last year. Hell of an offensive tackle, one of the most athletic offensive linemen I've ever seen.
Yes,
it's phenomenal.
Yes,
people talk about the big Bosa Joey. They talk about how he's great. That dude was tossing like a rag doll,
bro.
Literally like me playing with my little sister, throwing her across.
Yeah,
literally. That dude's phenomenal. Like,
yeah.
But top 3 is a good ranking for him. Being in the top 5 is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Did you guys saw on Twitter the other day when they showed him it was in the dark, but you could see like I guess some of his reflective on his clothes, but he was like looking like a UFO. He's like moving fast, like
moving, bro.
I thought I was watching Flash.
Yeah, he was moving, bro. I've never seen anybody move that fast, on a back pedal, bro, doing their set, bro. That was amazing for me to see. So
scary.
That's probably, I think for me right now, the offensive line is the most intrigued and the most exciting part of the team for me to see how we will perform with this offensive line. Because we could see in parts of the season, it was clearly the position group that was lacking. And it wasn't necessarily one player at all times. It would just be like somebody gets beat on a set or, we score a touchdown. George Kittle had 4 touchdowns called back due to holding penalties last year. So I think that's the group that I'm most excited about, bro, is the offensive line and how much better our running game and our pass protection is going to be, man, because I think that's very important, especially with the schedule that we have, because we playing some good defenses. We're playing the Bills. We're playing the Pats. I don't care who they lost. Like, Bill Belichick is one of the greatest defensive minds of all time.
Oh, yeah.
We're playing some pretty good defenses. We're playing the Saints. We're playing the Eagles. Their defense is no slouch. So I'm definitely excited to see, how the offensive line is going to react to being more filled with depth and, hopefully staying healthy. That was a big problem last year too.
What's training camp again? I'm sorry. What's training camp? Second week of August?
No, training camp starts on the 25th. Guys,
okay.
25th and training camp.
He's supposed to report on Saturday, so they're supposed to get tested on Thursday.
This week, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit! So that's coming up pretty soon.
It's creeping, boy.
Yeah, and then don't they have to quarantine for like 48 hours before they go in to practice?
They get tested that Thursday. So they're supposed to get tested. KC and I think the Texans, they report Saturday, but they have to get tested on Thursday before they report. So they have to get the results before they can report.
Okay.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, man. So I hope that we ain't too far behind, man, because Santa Clara is definitely does not like Jed York or anything about the 49ers, even though we probably, generate a couple of $100 million for that tiny little city in the state of California. But man, hopefully, I mean, with you, being a sports contributor, I know you have some connections. Have you heard anything basically stating that we might be having training camp anywhere else? Like, is there anything that you could point to or anything you heard? We don't need to hear sources,
there's a few things I've heard. I've heard they're actually supposed to reduce the amount of players they have in training camp. So right now they have a 90-man roster. So they're supposed to reduce that so they have less people at training camp.
Okay.
That's what I've heard so far.
Okay.
I think that's the smartest way to go about it. Yeah, it does suck because all these guys are trying to make rosters, they're trying to show out, make practice squads. But at the end of the day, when you're trying to get a season to get going and you have a big roster, so the NBA, MLB, they have smaller rosters.
Right, exactly.
They're able to kind of keep it more a bubble, rather than the NFL, when you have 90 players coming into camp, it's not really a bubble.
Right.
Yeah, it's not at all.
They're going to cut it down to, I've heard the number 70, but I've also heard that they might even make it a bigger roster for the regular season due to COVID.
Okay. Yeah. I think that was announced a few weeks back. I think they started off with 80 and then it went to maybe 75. Then, I mean, the numbers kind of fluctuated. So you didn't really get a clear picture of exactly what the hell the NFL was saying.
I've been hearing 70. That's what I've been hearing.
Damn. So that's cutting 20 guys, bro, without even seeing them on the field.
So most likely you would see your undrafted free agents, because normally you sign 9 to 10. Those guys are out the picture right away.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, man. I
want to touch on what you were talking about, offensive line. Parrish Bradford had a nice comment in here. He said he named 5 offensive lines that are better than the 49ers, and they're actually, I can make an argument for them. The Steelers, the Ravens, KC, Titans, and Cowboys. Steelers have a solid offensive line.
Did you see what we did to Mason Rudolph last year?
They have a solid offensive line.
Jason Red got burnt. Oh, hell no,
they have a solid offensive line, man.
Better than the Niners?
Yes. The starting 5 is better than the 49ers. You also got to realize, Trey, they went up against one of the best defensive lines that have been put together in a long time.
True.
So that one game doesn't give them the whole picture of their entire season. They have a solid offensive line.
What was their record, bro? What was their record?
Look who they're playing with at quarterback.
I don't give a damn. What was their record, bro?
Okay, you're gonna say that. All right, then what was the Niners' record when they had Nick Mullins and freaking CJ Beathard playing quarterback?
It is what it is. That's what our record was, bro. This is the NFL. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is one thing I think that we forget, right? These guys are pro athletes. That means they're the best of the best. Not even 5% of the world's population can make it into the NFL. It's like 0.5%, 1%, not even 1%, bro. That's no, hell no.
Even the scrub is pretty good.
Mason Rudolph and what's that? I don't know the other quarterback's name. All I know his name was Duck. Duck Hall or something. So when you're known for your name being Duck, like, come on,
bro,
man.
You stupid.
Like, come on.
No, I feel you. I get it. I mean, hey, I probably have to look into it a little bit more, bro. I probably have to look into it a little bit more. But let's move on to the next subject, bro. We're gonna touch on defense. This one is about Javon Kinlaw. He hasn't played one single down in the NFL, right? And PFF has him ranked 89.7. That's his PFF ranking right now. You know that PFF, bro, one thing I can say about them, they go over everything. They go over your double team win percentage. They go off, bro, they do their homework. That's one thing I can say about PFF. People might not like their rating system, but there's a reason that they've never released that rating system to the public, right? Because you probably wouldn't even be able to understand it. Like, there's an algorithm where they plug in a lot of shit. So they've watched a lot of film on Javon Kinlaw. What does that say to you for him to be rated that high already without playing a single NFL down?
I hope it's not a jinx.
Touch first on it.
He's going to be better than DeForest Buckner. I'll say it right now. One reason I'll say that, a few reasons, right? DeForest Buckner wasn't like this big bruiser who manhandled people. He was a guy who had good get off. He was a superior athlete. He could move good.
Got good
he
technique.
was a finesse guy.
Yeah, he had great technique. He used his hands.
Great technique, hand placement, all of that was great. But as far as brute force and just punking people and putting guards and centers and tackles, the back of their helmet in the quarterback's face, like Joey Bosa was doing, he ain't got that. Javon Kinlaw got all of that. Javon Kinlaw is nasty. Bro, I've never seen somebody who's 6'6", 327 pounds, and has a six-pack. The man got a six-pack, 300 pounds. I ain't never seen that, bro.
So you think that's a fair grade for him?
Huh?
You think that's a fair grade for him? Because that's an elite grade. That's an elite grade for PFF.
Very elite, bro.
Like up there with what's Donald? That's up there with them.
Right. And I'll tell you this. I can't necessarily answer if it was a fair grade, right? But I'll tell you that I was surprised because, I've talked to a lot of people behind the scenes. We've had, some really good people on here, including yourself, bro, like professional writers, you know what I'm saying, who really do this shit day in and day out. Like, this is their job. And from what I've gathered is PFF does homework on everything. I mean, everything, bro. So for them to have him rated this high already, it just lets me know, like, bro, we're in tune for a treat. It's something that I'm really excited about. Now, will Kinlaw be able to play 929 snaps a season? Probably not. DeForest
He shouldn't.
And he shouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't do it.
Right. Yeah. DeForest Buckner, he was an Iron Man. That motherfucker can play 900, 1,000 snaps with no problem.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Unreal. That was unreal. That was too much.
Right. But I don't think Kinlaw is going to be able to do that right away, especially wearing 327. But I don't necessarily want to change his body type either. I want him to stay right there. The most important part to his success, I think, is going to be rotating him in and out with DJ Jones, and Solomon Thomas is going to have to step the fuck up. Those are two factors that are going to have to happen this year.
If Solomon Thomas is playing inside, you'll see a bigger difference. I've gone over and I've watched the film on Solomon Thomas. He's a completely different player than when he's outside on the edge.
Right.
He was never supposed to be an edge player. But when we drafted him and they realized what Armstead was, they realized who they actually have, he was forced to play outside.
Right.
It's not his fault he played outside. But for the Kinlaw PFF ranking, I think that's a bit high for a rookie.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit high for a rookie, but I'm a huge Kinlaw supporter.
Okay.
Going into this draft, I thought he was a lot better than Derrick Brown. I said I might not even take. I was debating on whether I gave Derrick Brown a first round grade.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say that is because Derrick Brown is one of those guys where he's a great run stuffer, but I could find someone in the 4th round who could stuff the run. Derrick Brown wasn't as good in the pass rush. When I started watching Kinlaw has more moves than I thought he had. But he just beats you by dominating you. It's something different when you physically move someone against their own will and you beat them the entire game. It fucks with your mind, man.
It does, bro.
You're like, God,
Let's go.
damn. Like Aaron Donald, for example. That's why when he bullies people, it's usually with one hand, like, and he laughs at you.
Yeah.
The same type of ability, but I don't want to compare him to Aaron Donald because that's just too high up there.
Exactly.
But I would say it is too high of a grade because that's an elite grade. I would rather see him low 80s, 79, low 80s.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
And that's kind of what I expected. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
When before around this time last year, we got Nick Bosa. Did you guys have the same expectation, or did you think Nick Bosa was going to be the way? I mean, of course he was the number 2 pick, but did you guys have that expectation him going to be how he was last year?
Nick Bosa, yeah.
Yes.
I had whoever they drafted at that spot, whether it would have been Josh Allen or Keenan Williams, right? From the Jets.
Keenan Allen.
It was
Quentin Williams.
Oh, that's Josh Allen. Quentin Williams. Yeah.
So I had, whether they took Keenan Williams or Josh Allen or Bosa, I had high expectations for all of them. Yeah. So I really liked Josh Allen coming out, and I thought he would have been phenomenal on the outside of this defense if he had Buckner and Armstead. Because he has a lot of tools to him. Yeah. But I did believe if they drafted Bosa, he would be a 10-sack guy right away because of the D-line.
Yeah. I knew Bosa was going to be good, but I didn't know that motherfucker was that he's technically sound. Yeah. He looks like a 10-year vet when it comes to hand placement. When it comes to technique, there's not – who could I say? All right, and this is not just me being a homer, right? I don't know if there's anybody in the NFL right now besides for his brother Joey Bosa who has better hand technique and hand placement than Nick Bosa. Like he looks like he's been training on his technique and hand placement since he was 5 years old.
He kind of has been.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his dad. Yeah. I mean, it's just Roberto, what's up, bro? It's just amazing to see how good he is, and he's still like bro, like I'm about to be 35 years old in 2 months. Like he's a kid to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's amazing to see that this young man is that good at this day. I didn't think he was going to be this good. I would lie if I said anything else. Like I knew he was going to be good, but to be that good and to have over 40 quarterback pressures, which I think sometimes are more important than sacks, because it forces turnovers, and it gets offenses off the field. I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was going to be that good. Bosa is just simply amazing.
That's a question again. Paris Bradford keeps catching me, throwing out some good questions. Is Chandler Jones from Arizona better than Bosa?
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. Chandler. Yeah. I mean, I like, and this is what I think 49, like being a fan is about, bro. It's like when you could be honest, like there is some
be objective.
Yeah, right. Like there's some 49er homerism in me. You know what I'm saying? Of course.
Every Niner fan.
Yeah, bro. Like, I say some off the wall shit sometimes that I'll tweet some shit, bro, and look like a total asshole. Like my boy Mike from NBN. We was just going back and forth. We was just going back and forth on Twitter like an hour ago. And I look back at the tweets and be like, damn, bro, I was like really tripping, right? I will get to that later. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Chandler, bro, when you get 19 22,
He
14.
does it easily.
He just makes it look like it's easy. Yeah, it's easy. Now, does he have better hand placement or technique than Joey Bosa? No. Than Nick Bosa? No, he doesn't.
No,
he doesn't.
He doesn't.
But the thing about it is, he gets to the quarterback quicker because Chandler, if you put him on a 40 right now, I think he run maybe probably a 4.6. Like, he's not a 4.5 guy like D Ford, but his get off is ridiculous, right? So, of course, he's going to get around the tackles a little bit quicker.
And
but
Chandler Jones is so long, so it's hard to get your hands on him.
Right. Yeah, that arm length is crazy.
When was he drafted?
He's been in the league for a long time, bro.
So this is like, okay, we're comparing a rookie to a vet.
No.
That shows. That honestly shows how good Bosa is. When you're comparing Bosa to someone who has been in the league for so long and has done it for good for so long.
It's gonna be scary for Bosa, man. We need to wrap him up 10 years too.
But on another player, because we're talking about the edge rushers and who's Chandler Jones is really underrated. TJ Watt is also there are two players that I would love to have on the 49ers. Chandler Jones and TJ Watt. Two really underrated edge players.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So but what about the injuries, bro? Because we've known because I think this is you're talking that's JJ. I'm tripping. My bad. I apologize.
Yeah, you're thinking of the older brother.
Yeah, we talking about TJ. Okay. Yeah, TJ's a bad mofo. He's a bad mofo. He gave us problems. He's a bad mofo. I'll give you that. TJ is the real deal.
I guess back to my original question. I guess I was trying to like correlate it to Javon Kinlaw. Like, is lightning gonna strike twice?
Oh no! I don't expect. I don't have Javon's ceiling as high as Bosa's ceiling. And it's simply because he's playing the defensive tackle position. Like, when you're playing the free technique, like, you're not going to be the guy who's going to get 10, 15 sacks. Right. Yeah. Like,
man. Yeah.
Do I think Javon Kinlaw could have 35 quarterback pressures playing free technique? Yes. And that's pretty high. I think Bosa had like 43 or some astronomical number or something like that last year. So do I think he can be a 35 pressure 6-sack guy? Yes. And that's a Pro Bowl guy. You know what I mean? But do I have his ceiling as high as Bosa's? No. And that's because Bosa he was blessed to have a father that played in the league, and he's been doing this shit.
Brother.
Like, Kinlaw didn't start playing football until he was in high school, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't play Pop Warner. Like, he started playing in high school. So to develop that, but one thing I can say is I'm happy that Kinlaw has somebody like Bosa on the team, another young guy who could help him develop that technique. And I don't know if you've seen any videos from Coach Bear. Coach Bear, I've been in your inbox, bro. I need that interview, guy. I need that interview.
Yeah, what's up with Coach Bear? What is he? What?
He is the defensive line coach that is very close to Javon Kinlaw, and if you've seen any videos with the knives that they were showing when he's trying to poke him with the knives, even though they're fake, but it's a good technique to train with, or any of the pads, that's Coach Bear. And he trains a lot of guys. He's even trained Aaron Donald. As a matter of fact, the knife thing, that was started by Coach Bear last year with Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was
fast with Aaron Donald. Have you seen him when he was Aaron Donald? He'd be like, Aaron Donald, oh, God damn. Are you playing?
Right.
Yeah.
So, do I expect him to be on the level as a Bosa? No, but I expect him to be extremely good. And it's only because Bosa been doing this shit since he was in Pampers. That's
this is what I predict next year. The line is going to be teams are going to be paying attention to Bosa more than ever. Bosa, D Ford. It's going to open up for Kinlaw. Kinlaw's going to eat. That's my prediction, man. Because that's what I noticed last year. Bosa was getting a lot of pressure because I think the teams was more focusing on Buckner, like on the inside. I don't know. That's my take.
I agree with probably the first 4 games. Not even the first 4, like the first 2. By the time we played the Browns, they was doubling Bosa, and they just didn't do nothing with that young man. Same thing with
True.
They just didn't do nothing with him, bro. He got a lot of. I think his win rate against double teams was also the highest in the NFL. So if it wasn't the highest, I know he was in top 5. So like there's just nothing that you could do with him. My boy Trey, TNT, he just said Bosa 8 sacks. Bronze, what you think? 8 or below?
No, Kinlaw. He said Kinlaw will have 8 sacks.
Yeah, 8. Oh yeah. Kinlaw 8 sacks.
Yes, let's go. Well, okay, maybe 7 if I want to get technical.
Okay,
but yeah, I can see 8. I can see 8.
Marco, what you think?
So my expectations for Kinlaw are kind of high because when I was watching him in pre-draft process, like I said, I thought he was a lot better than Derrick Brown. I thought he was a top 7 player in the draft. So when you're drafted that high, I expect a lot of production. However, he was drafted at 14, so people are going to have a lesser expectation for him. I do think he'll have about 8 to 9 sacks. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but when you look at the departure of DeForest Buckner, I believe, had 7 sacks.
6.5, 7.5.
7.5. So,
7.5.
I mean, you're replacing Buckner. You should be able to, when a lot of the pressure is coming from the edge, they're going to be focused on Bosa. Bosa was probably doubled the most I've ever seen a rookie get doubled last year.
Facts.
So you're gonna have a lot of attention on Bosa. You're gonna have a lot more attention on Armstead because of the name and the production he had last year. So you're gonna have a lot of one-on-ones with Kinlaw, and if Kinlaw could use his dominant strength in the NFL, then I believe Kinlaw should be able to have 8 to 9 sacks next year.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So, Geno Atkins is like, this is another question from Rome. Can Kinlaw become Geno Atkins? I felt like Geno was a little bit faster off the line. He has a totally different body build. So I don't necessarily all right, put it like this. Is there anybody that you can compare Javon Kinlaw to from previous players in the NFL or maybe even somebody that's currently in the NFL?
Chris Jones.
I heard that.
I could kind of see Chris Jones, but they have a different style of game.
Right.
Chris Jones is more of like he gets his hands on you and he could finesse you. He doesn't really overpower you.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's going to go to Bryant Young.
Ooh, let's go.
Powerful. Just overpowering. Like just punking dudes. Yeah, getting in their head, knowing that there's nothing that you can do to stop me. I'm just more stronger than you. You could try any set you want. You could try a backdrop. You could try a double set. You could do anything you want, and I'm just going to be able to overpower you and get to the quarterback. It's kind of – and that's why I think he's going to be good because you're usually able to see a guy and be like, damn, he looks like him. There's one guy that I think that kind of compares to Javon Kinlaw. He played a while back. He's been retired for a long time because I've been trying to find players and it's been hard, but I'll say Richard Seymour. Same thing, 8-foot wingspan, around the same height, same size. Javon Kinlaw might even be stronger. Richard Seymour, he just manhandled people. It wasn't too much you could do with him. That's like, but even then, like if you look at some of the comparisons on how they play, it's just kind of hard to compare Javon Kinlaw to anybody. And that's why I think he's going to be good too. Cause I ain't seen a specimen like that, bro. Like I said, I ain't never seen, not to talk up his body specimen, but I mean, when you use 327 and you got abs, bro, you doing something different. You just built different. And so, I think it's going to be a beautiful thing to see. I'm just, I'm really happy, what I'm saying, to see that we drafted Javon Kinlaw. And if other teams didn't need so many, like there was a lot of teams who needed left tackles and right tackles, right? And if there was not all of these teams that needed offensive linemen, Javon Kinlaw would have been taken before 14. I guarantee you.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying? So, we got lucky and we were able to get something out of a team and still get the 2 guys that we wanted in the first round. So, man, we've been on the Kinlaw train for about 15, 20 minutes, man. Let's move on, man. K'Wan Williams was in the headlines today. Basically said that K'Wan Williams is voted most likely to be voted to his first Pro Bowl of his career. How you feel about that?
He was a Pro Bowler in my eyes last year. I don't know how he wasn't a Pro Bowler last year. He's probably the most underrated 49er on the roster. Last year, he was the best player in our secondary. And I'm saying best with capital best because he was hands down the best player in our secondary. I don't understand how he wasn't elected to the Pro Bowl last year.
Me neither. Like how many people in the secondary do you know that's causing four forced fumbles? Like when does that happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? That like that's shit for offensive defensive linemen and linebackers, bro. Like when does it happen that 5'10", 190-pound slot corner causes 4 fumbles, bro? Like, and they were all recovered by our team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when does that happen? When do you force 4 fumbles? Like, that just don't happen, bro. I felt like he was downplayed a lot, and he was clearly probably. I mean, can you name any slot nickel cornerbacks that was better than him last year?
No, I think he's the best nickel corner in the NFL.
The best. He was elite.
Yeah, man. Bro. Like it's kind of hard for me. Like, maybe Nikel Roby, like he's pretty good, but I mean he's bounced around a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't, play a full season because he got suspended and then he got traded. You know what I mean? So you really didn't get a good sample size. But I just, it's hard for me to name. I don't know what happened. It's hard for me to name any slots that are as good as K'Wan Williams, bro. And yeah, I think that he was put on the low part of the totem pole as far as not being able to make the Pro Bowl last year because he did more than enough to make the Pro Bowl, and I think that was some bullshit. But I'm kind of hoping he don't make the Pro Bowl because he's gonna be cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And that's just
he ain't gonna be cheaper just because. For me, you don't have to make Pro Bowl to get cashed out. Yeah, these NFL teams know that these players are really damn good, and they watch the film. He's the best nickel corner in the NFL. I do think this is the best signing John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have had as a free agent.
Right.
The best signing they've had, easily.
Right.
That's why I was kind of surprised when Croc, would have got remember about what a couple episodes ago?
Yeah,
Trey, when he said he would rather keep Tart than I wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah, Croc. He did say he thought that if we weren't able to keep K'Wan Williams, we'd be okay. And he also said that Jamal Adams like really wouldn't make that much of a difference.
I'd be willing to because isn't Tart a free agent after this year?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
I'd be willing to roll with Tarvarius Moore or Marcel Harris if it allowed us to keep K'Wan Williams.
Right. Yeah.
He's that good. He makes that much of a difference in the secondary. He makes more of a difference than Tart.
Yeah, he does. I mean, let's go on to this Jamal Adams thing. This Jamal Adams thing. I've said this plenty of times. I think Jamal Adams, if we add him, we go from the 17th ranked run defense probably to number 12 or maybe even top 10, right? But does he get 3 or 4 interceptions a year? No, he doesn't.
And for 6 sacks a year, he'll bring you about 3 to 4 forced fumbles a year. But I do think in this defense, he would be allowed. We play a zone defense over there in New York. They play a little bit more man.
Okay.
So he would be able to read and react rather than more cover. So he's going to be able to, like Croc was saying, he did a thing on Adams and Fitzpatrick. These two guys, they make a lot of aggressive decisions, but they're really smart decisions because they're taking them at the right time, and most of the time they make plays. So, for example, he's going to be able to read and react more and be more aggressive, and you're going to see him jump a lot more routes than he normally would as if he was with the Jets.
Yeah. Now, would you pay a safety? Or say Jamal's looking between the 17 and $20 million range per year. Would you pay a safety would you pay a safety between 17 and 20 if he's not getting 3 or 4 interceptions a year?
No, the only safety I would pay that in the NFL right now is Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Facts, because he could play free safety, strong safety, and he could play slot.
He can even play outside too.
Yeah, he could do everything. Kind of like Jimmy Ward. And that's the reason why I say I wouldn't want to trade for Jamal Adams. I'm not paying you that much money, bro, and you can't give me 3 or 4 interceptions a year. It's just like, nah, bro. Like, we basically, to me, he's a Jaquiski Tartt on steroids. He does the same shit.
Is he
does
asked
the same exact thing.
But if you look at him in New York, is he asked to be a single high or anything like that? He hasn't been, so we can't say, like, I can't knock him for that. I can't knock him for not having interceptions because he hasn't given the opportunity to actually do that in this kind of system.
Right.
So if you put in the system, Tartt and Jimmy Ward are very interchangeable. A lot of times we see Jaquiski Tartt close to the line of scrimmage and he drops into the single high, or we'll see Tartt or Ward do the same thing. So in this system, he would have more responsibility and opportunity to make those plays. And with him being around the ball so often, I believe he would come up with 3 to 4 interceptions in this system.
Okay, but the thing is, when have you ever seen him do that? He didn't even do that in college with LSU. Like, he wasn't a 3 or 4 interception guy. He wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't. Like, he's never been that guy that's going to be a ball hawk and get you 3 or 4 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think he does make our defense better. But in the passing game, I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see it. Like, he's the best box safety in the league, right? Like, we're not going to be ranked 17th in the run game, but like, does he make our pass defense better? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
In college, he had I'll look up his college stats real quick. In college, his second year in college, he had 4 interceptions.
Oh,
his last year in college, he had 1 interception. So we're, as a fans, we look at players when they're in certain systems, and we like to put them in a bubble. We like to put them in a spot where, like, okay, this is who you are. We don't allow them to do more to get the opportunities. And as Croc has said before, when all you need is the opportunity. Once you get the opportunity, you can show you could do a lot more. And in New York, he has not been given the opportunity to show he could take the ball away like that.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, you kind of got a point, because if they already don't want to pay him, right? So if you don't want to pay somebody, you scheme them up to where they're only going to be so productive, and that might even be a reason. Like, you're only going to be so productive because we're going to put you in this scheme doing things that's only going to limit you to doing a few things, and we don't want you to maximize your limitations, because then we have to pay you more than we already want to pay you. Like, we don't even want to pay you right now. We know you're that good, but we still don't want to pay you. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you might have a point, bro. Like I said, I think that he makes us a lot better. But hopefully, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it don't even happen. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it don't even happen.
What did you think of Cam Chancellor? Did you think of Cam Chancellor as just a box safety, or was he a solid guy who could get a couple interceptions a year?
Cam could do everything.
So then, if Cam could do everything and Cam was known as a box safety, why can't Jamal Adams do the same thing in the same system?
Yeah, I've seen Cam drop down and play cornerback. Cam did everything, bro. He was a different type of dude. He was a different type of dude.
Captain Sports just dropped down some PFF coverage grades. Tartt's coverage grades was 64.7 and Adams was an 87.3.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
So it does make your secondary a lot better in the pass game.
Yeah. Hey man, like, you know, like I said, I just don't see it happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think one of the reasons why I'm talking like this, because I don't like to see myself get hyped up. Like, I was hyped up. I was hyped up like 3 months ago when we thought we was getting OBJ and it didn't happen. And it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying not to get myself hyped up, bro. Like, the Jets ain't letting that dude walk, bro. Like, if anything, Grant was saying that it'll probably happen after we play them, because they don't want to trade him to us, and then they got to see him. They got to see him in they building. So,
well, I mean, there has been noise around the 49ers in communications with them, and they really have been in communications with them. So I wouldn't say it's not going to happen, because there's more possibility of it happening from what I've seen and heard than it not happening.
Yeah. I mean, so we was talking in the inbox earlier, and you said you heard some stuff, and you said you didn't want to type it. Are you willing to share that right now?
Nah, man.
no
Can't
hints.
on the spot like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, use a cold dude, Dre. Use a cold dude. I can't be telling Dre nothing, man. I can't be telling Dre nothing.
Hey, real quick. David Lombardi. This is what happened. This might happen if we get Adams. He said, bottom line, doing a short-term duck under the salary cap can really come back to bite a team. It got the Rams. SF wants to avoid that. Do you think if we get somebody like Adams is going to hurt us in the long term?
Well, I mean,
are we in that win now? Are we desperate like the Rams?
Oh my God! Don't say that name.
The Rams the way because they traded like first round picks for like every year they have in like the next 3 years, I believe. They don't have a pick for the first round pick until next year, so they didn't have 4 first round picks. So when you're going out your way and you're trading away 4 first round picks, you're not going to hit in the draft. That's the main where you're supposed to hit the first round. Where you can control players for 5 years, and it's easier to keep your cap down. But they did it the wrong way.
They did because, bro, they got Marcus Peters. They got Marcus Peters. Traded away first for him. Traded away first for Brandon Brooks. Traded away 2 firsts for Ramsey. Like, they was just like, we need to, we trying to pay for this new stadium. I don't know what they was thinking, bro, but you know, when you paying, I think their dead cap number, they have to pay Gurley, they got to pay him $5 million. They got to
pay that guy his damn money.
They still ain't paid him his money. Clay Matthews, they ain't paid him his $2 million bonus, and they had to pay Brandon. They got to pay Cooks $15 million.
Yeah,
$15 million.
Pay him.
Somebody playing on your team, bro. Like, that's some crazy shit. Like, that GM should be fired. I don't know how he still got a job, bro. Like, that is just ridiculously nuts to me, bro. Like, they dumb crazy. I don't know. But yeah, bro. I don't know. That's crazy to me.
I don't think it would happen. I would rather try to trade for, like I was saying earlier, I'd try to trade for Justin Simmons. I don't know what he would be looking for contract wise. I mean, it would be a lot less than Jamal Adams, my guess is, but I believe he could do a lot in this system.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. We have a very good relationship with the Broncos because of the Shanahan connection and the Lynch connection, right? Like, you know, their Super Bowls came from Kyle's dad, and Lynch was on one of the greatest Broncos teams of all time. Like, he was a part of that team. But I don't know if they're gonna let go of Simmons. That motherfucker is that bad boy,
nice, man. Really good, really underrated player.
If you talking about a ball hog, bro, he's that dude, bro. He'll get it done. He's very talented. I don't know, but if we did, like, I'd flip out. I think we'd do like a 3-hour live just based on him, bro. I'll go crazy. Like, even if we get Jamal Adams, bro, I'm going in, bro. I'm going to get a whole 12-pack, and I'm sitting on live talking my shit because I know it's Super Bowl for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's Super Bowl for sure this year too. I would go back to the Super Bowl and winning it.
I think we should, bro. I think we should. And speaking about the players, Richard Sherman, he had a tweet yesterday. And he basically said, we had a good meeting today with management. We were blunt and we were honest. When we return, we will not compromise our players' health in any way. That was our talks in these discussions. My thoughts.
Think about that.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, they.
Like,
I mean, they're already risking their health, regardless. It's football, man. That's how I see it.
Hey, man.
But at the same time, some of them are single, like KB. But all of them got families, I guess. So
KB got a family. He just don't put his
KB
girl out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got a baby mom, and they split.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I don't know, bro. My shit is like either you want to ball or you don't. Like, bro, what is y'all? Like, what is y'all talking about, bro? Like, do you want to play ball? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Sherm. There's probably a lot of shit that we don't even know about. Like, there might be some scandalous shit that the NFL is trying to pull off, and they like, nah, we ain't going for it. But the message that is sent off is just like, bro, do y'all want to ball or what? You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, you know what I mean? Like when Kyrie did that sucker shit, like, bro, we know you're not in the playoffs, so what, you gonna try to discourage other players from not playing because you're not in the playoffs? Like, set your sucker ass up. And then, Kyle Kuzma came out and said, hey, bro, I don't know what they talking about, but some of us want to ball. Like, that's the attitude that I want to see. Like, I don't care what's happening, bro. This is my life. This is what I do. This is how I get paid, bro. I'm trying to go back to the shit. Like, bro, I don't want to hear none of that shit.
See, but I think the difference with when you said Kyrie and Sherm has a lot more. The players respect Sherm a lot more than they do Kyrie. So he's a lot more vocal on the things. And what I think what Sherm's trying to get at is because I've seen the NFL they were talking about not guaranteeing that money and putting money in escrow and
right.
Like no. Like Sherm's trying to say, hold your damn ground. And if you guys don't want to pay us, we don't play. You don't make your money, you lose money.
Right.
These players are going out there. Yes, they're risking their health by playing football, but then now they're potentially getting the COVID, taking it back to their family and risking their wives and their kids' health. And then if you're telling me that if the season goes on and then we don't get to play, and then next thing you know, I'm not getting paid the rest of my salary because it's not guaranteed because you put all that shit in escrow, nah. Don't do that to me. Make sure you give me my money up front.
Nah, yeah, bro. Like I ain't trying to say like escrow is like, hey, we got your money, but you're gonna have to wait to spend it. What type of shit is that? No, bro. I need my coins like right about now. I ain't trying to win none of that. I ain't trying to do none of that, bro. I need my change right now. It might be a good idea, you know what I'm saying? But like cats ain't trying to see that, bro. Like you got car payments. You know what I'm saying? It almost seemed like it don't matter what type of money you make. Like everybody in this motherfucker driving a foreign. Like I be seeing cats who on rookie minimum contracts and they be in foreigns, bro. Like it don't make. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't get it.
You need to be like Hurd though. You need to be like Hurd, rocking that Ultima.
Smart. Yeah, bro. Yeah, the smart guy. You know what I'm saying? Driving a Nissan Altima. You know what I'm saying?
He knows his body ain't gonna hold up that long, man. That's what he thinks. He's like, man. I've been through too many injuries. I can't be wasting money on this.
Yeah, right? I heard is probably besides for KB the most. I'm most excited about seeing him.
He'll have a breakout season. Watch,
huh?
He gonna have a breakout season.
Heard?
Oh yeah, easy.
I was watching his highlights last night. I was getting hyped.
He different.
His college highlights.
He different. If there's anybody that reminds me of Brandon Marshall, it's Jalen Hurd, bro, and he faster. Brandon Marshall came in. I think he's running like a 4.7. And when you running a 4.4, bro, and you're that big, bro, it's something special about you, bro.
And they're that elusive. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot different, bro. All right. This question is basically about the 49ers franchise and in total. You know what I mean? What year do you think was the 49ers best team of all time?
Best team of all time or our favorite team?
The 49ers best team. What year?
Man.
I'm going to go 94.
I was going to say. I was watching 94 last night, actually.
When you originally sent me that question, I thought you were talking about our favorite personal team that we liked.
No. Yeah.
94.
Yeah, I was 94.
But that swag too, and that start dancing and all that.
Floyd, Brent Jones, like bro, Steve Young, Jesse Sapolo, Ken Norton,
prime time.
That team is stacked.
Charles Haley, prime. bro. There'll never be another team like that. Never be another. Yeah, and I remember back in like 2015 or 16, they voted that team as the team of the best team of the millennium. And then a couple of years after that, they changed up. You know what I'm saying? It's like ESPN be always on some weird shit, bro. Like they be always on some weird shit, bro. But yeah. So we got Roy Boy said 84. We got somebody who said 89. I love those teams, bro. But as far as talent wise, bro, that 94 team was a motherfucker, bro. That 94 team was a motherfucker.
Yeah, I like that.
You can tell how good that was because they had to trade away a whole bunch of motherfuckers because they, you know what I'm saying?
It was
the money was getting too high.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a stool, motherfucker.
The 89 team was solid on offense, but they weren't as good on defense as the 94 team, in my opinion.
Nah. Yeah.
That Super Bowl was just crazy. That wasn't even a competition, man, against the Chargers. It was like, man, it was like scrimmage. It's like they gave up after like second quarter or something.
Yeah, man, you already knew.
Team playing the call machine. That's what you said. That's what you see.
Yeah. They made Natron Means and them boys look real dumb. They made them look real dumb.
Marco, who's your favorite 49er right now?
Favorite 49er right now? I'd probably go with Fred Warner. I mean, I played linebacker growing up, so my favorite player growing up was Patrick Willis. Met Tequila Spikes, had a long conversation with them, and playing linebacker, it's like playing quarterback on defense. And I think Fred Warner his ceiling hasn't been close to being reached. I would go Fred Warner.
Okay.
You guys see him and Quan working out, man?
Yep.
Man.
Hey, bro.
Who's your guys' favorite Niner?
Go ahead, Brian.
Right now, no, on the team right now, though, not like all time.
All time, man. Okay. Man, I'm going to say KB. He's the first thing that popped in my head. He's going to have a breakout season, I think, man. Yeah. He's been reliable, you know what I'm saying? And like looking at his off season, he has a different mentality. He's matured, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't get hurt. He's dependable, man, and he'll come through the clutch for Jimmy G for sure.
Man, I'm gonna stay neutral. We're
gonna be a kicker. You're gonna be the kicker. That's neutral.
Nah,
special teamer.
To be honest, man,
you're gonna go neutral. If you go neutral, it has to be like Jimmy G. That's neutral.
Bro.
Right.
I'm a KB homer. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. Like, it ain't no secret. You know what I'm saying? But it's because I'm in Portland. He's from Portland. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen this dude when he was in high school. Like, it's a different connection there. So I think I'm kind of disqualified from saying he's my favorite player because of that. Man, I would definitely.
So many good players aren't.
I would have to say Quan. When Quan came to the 49ers, man, things changed. The dynamic that he adds, his leadership, the hot boys, like he just gave our linebackers and our defense that swag that we needed, bro. Like you start seeing the media team, you know what I'm saying, with the baby, you know what I'm saying, playing and shit. Like it was different, bro, when Quan came. And people don't realize how important he is. I've said this story like 4 or 5 times. They interviewed Bosa, and he asked who was the MVP, not of the defense, but of the team. And he said, without a question, Quan Alexander. They asked him why, because his leadership and the energy that he brings, and he brought a different dynamic to this team that we didn't have. Now, if that's coming from probably the best player on the defense, and he's telling you that, I'm going to listen to what he says. And I know how fucking Nick Bosa is.
No, yeah, he definitely brought a different dynamic.
Yeah. And, you know, it's a lot of people who just throwing them under the bus, like Trey, Quan, like, shut y'all dumb ass up. Y'all sound stupid. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, Trey and Quan, bro, that's difference, bro. There's going to be a big difference. Everybody think because Drake Greenlaw has some nice plays, think that he does what he does on every play. He's still a young dude, bro. He can't do that. He ain't there yet, bro. His coverage skills ain't there yet, bro. He's not fast as Quan is from sideline to sideline. He ain't gonna be in on every play like Quan is. I don't give a damn if Quan is right there and he missed the tackle. He's gonna slow you up enough to where the next guy who's right after him is gonna be able to tackle you, bro. That dude's in on every play, and I feel like he just don't get the respect he deserves. You know what I mean? Dude came back from tearing his pectoral in a 2-month span, and then he tears his bicep in practice and still plays in the Super Bowl. It's just like, bro, I don't get it, bro. Like those are, huh?
He shouldn't have played.
Care, bro. Those is throwback there.
He had an interception that bounced off his hands. If that's Dre Greenlaw, that's a pick.
They don't make him like that, bro.
That's
Dre Greenlaw wouldn't have been playing. Trey Greenlaw was his ass at home, sitting on the bench or sitting on the. He ain't playing. He ain't playing through that. He's not playing through that, bro.
If Quan is the leader of the linebackers, Sherman's the leader of the corners.
Don't bite your tongue, bro. Say what you got to say, bro. Because you know I'm a pop my shit. If you feel like
the thing is, all right,
Quan. Trey Greenlaw is good, bro. Y'all getting too much.
I'm not comparing. I'm just saying if he was in on that play when it went off his hands, Dre Greenlaw gets that interception.
Is Dre Greenlaw the type of player that's going to play through a torn bicep and a torn pectoral?
He hasn't had it. He hasn't had those injuries, so we can't say.
Bro, let's just be 100. Is he the type of player, a first-year player, is he the type of player that's going to have that type of injury and come in and risk his body like Quan Alexander did? And then after risking your body, restructure so we can sign more guys? Like, bro, that just like Quan Alexander, he's the quintessential guy that you want on your team. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help us win games, and I'm gonna help us save money.
I think what Marco was saying is because Quan wasn't 100%, and therefore
he shouldn't have played.
So if he wasn't 100%, Dre was 100%. He would have caught that ball.
Hey man, I don't know. I'm just over-giving guys. I'm just over-giving guys a lot of credit on simple size.
The reason why I said that is because when he went up to catch the ball, you could see like he was like couldn't go up all the way.
Yeah, he was so hurt. Yeah.
Right.
So at that point, it's like, all right, are you? Yeah, I love your mentality. I love how you want to help the team win through injury, but are you making the team better or worse? At the end of the day, you have to look at it like that. Because when I used to play through injuries, it's like, fuck, when I'm playing, am I gonna make the team better or can I potentially make us worse because of my injury?
Or hurt the team.
Yeah. I think he was straight until he tore that bicep, and then that's when you seen, you know, the you know, I got a bicep and a pectoral tore on the same side, so that's tough to play through.
But I do believe if we lose Quan, I do believe Fred Warner is going to start having more of that energy. You're going to start seeing a lot more. I mean, when Quan stepped out, you were able to see him. He started clapping in people's faces. Like,
yeah, because he got it from Quan. Yeah,
he learned it from Quan. So he learned something from a vet. So he's gonna keep that going, and it'll be nice.
So who's the leader of the D line?
It was Buck. It was Buckman, and all the defensive linemen said that when he left. I know DJ Jones said he was the leader. Bosa said he was the leader of that D line room. So
yeah,
who would take over then? Armstead.
I would love to see Bosa take over. I mean, he's the best player on that D line. I would love to see Bosa be a little bit more vocal than he is for that defensive line group. But I mean, it'll probably be Armstead who tries to step up since he's the highest paid player on that D line.
So I kind of want to talk about this, bro. As 49er fans, I think we have what you would call small sample size syndrome. And what that is,
we do. That's funny as fuck.
Hey, bro, like it's just like we see a dude have like a good season or like a good stretch of games, and it's just like, oh my god, like we're doing the same thing with Dre Greenlaw that we're doing with Raheem Moser. Dre Greenlaw overachieved. He's a great player. I think he's going to be a great linebacker. But guys, let's be 100. It's 1 year. Like, we don't know yet. Like, let's let it be 2-3 years, and then you can be like, okay. Because if you look at all the great players, they have 3 years where they're very good, and then they get that big contract. They have at least 2 or 3 years consecutively where they're very good and they get that contract. Let's wait a little bit. You're seeing the same shit with Raheem Moser. Like, he had a 7-game stretch where he was unbelievable. And then it's just like, oh, my God. We can't be without Raheem. Like, this motherfucker got cut by 6 teams. Like, do you think that it's a coincidence that he came to Kyle Shanahan's systems and all of a sudden now he's busting out. No, it's the scheme. It's the scheme and it's the blocking. And then yes, part of it is his ability, but it's just like, bro, it's just like we salivate for these guys who have had so small of a sample size, and then we'll shit on a motherfucker who was an all-pro and a Pro Bowler. Like I don't get it. I don't understand it, bro. Like it's hard for me to understand, bro. Like it's too small of a sample size. It was the tweet today that said Raheem Mostert is the best running back in Kyle Shanahan's system of all time. And I said, bro, has he had 1,642 yards and 12 touchdowns in the regular season, not including playoffs, but in the regular season? He hasn't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna name who they was, but they know who I was. You know what I'm saying? You probably watching right now. You know what I'm saying? You said that. Raheem Mostert, no, bro. No, he's not. If you're considered the best, it's a consensus that we look at the best by looking at numbers and statistics. That's what we do. That's what everybody does. You cannot say that Raheem Mostert is the best running back to ever play in Kyle Shanahan's system when he ain't even beat out Carlos Hyde's number. Carlos Hyde had 938, and then he had like 280 yards receiving. He ain't even did that in the regular season yet. So let's not I don't know, bro. I mean, how you feel about that, bro?
Someone just said Marco Football 16. I can't find your Twitter. You can follow me at I believe Marco _Mart. Yes, Marco _ Mart 1205. It's not Marco Football 16. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
I'll hook it up.
No, but I agree. I agree with what you're saying. We do have small syndrome. For example, that jersey Bronze is wearing, we signed him after 5 games. Everyone thought he was the new savior.
He still will be.
But for Mostert, I do think he's one of the thank you. I do think he's one of the better running backs that have been in Kyle's system. He has a really small sample size, but I do believe
he ain't even got a sample size. He got a half a sample size. Like
I looked up he had 230 carries and all that. He has over 1,000 yards. His average is like 5 yards and 5.8 or something like that. He has like 16 touchdowns. That's a pretty good sample size, man.
I mean, but is it over a full 20? Is it over what did he play the full 19 games though? That's my thing, bro. Like there was a game he didn't even have a carry. Against the Cardinals, he had -2 yards.
But is that his fault or is that Kyle's fault?
I can't blame nothing on Kyle Shanahan. Did you see what our offense looked like last year?
When you're playing a running back who and Tevin Coleman gets the ball and runs into his offensive lineman's back half the freaking time.
Hey, there will be no Tevin Coleman hate on this channel.
Bro, Tevin Coleman is not good, man. Like, I don't know. Like Kyle, look, for me, if Kyle really wants to grow as a head coach, he needs to get that out of his mind where I need to keep the players that I used to coach, my guys.
Raheem Mostert is not every down back. Raheem Mostert is not every down back. Raheem Mostert is not every down back.
Either
for instance, against the Washington Redskins, right? When Tevin Coleman carried the ball 22 times and had 80-some yards in that type of weather, Raheem Mostert can't do that. He can't.
Yeah, he's a one-cut type of running back. It's a different style of play when you're like that.
You just made my point. Exactly. In Kyle's one-trick pony.
Okay, but you're talking about in Kyle's offense, all he asked for is a one-trick pony, a one-cut go.
Yeah.
So Kyle doesn't ask you to be a Le'Veon Bell where I jump cut. Tevin Coleman think he's Le'Veon Bell, but honestly, he's dead ass a Walmart version of Le'Veon Bell trying to jump cut.
Tevin Coleman averaged almost a yard more per carry last year. Le'Veon Bell averaged 3.2 yards a carry last year.
But I'm talking about how he tries to jump cut. How he tries to jump cut and he doesn't do it as good as Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, man, y'all going.
Tevin Coleman should not be on the roster next year.
Hey, Tevin Coleman gonna be on this roster this year. I bet you.
You're that big of a Tevin Coleman fan?
Huh?
Hey,
you're that big of a Tevin Coleman fan?
Hey, man, remember what Graham said?
This is the thing. When I rewatch games, I look at what Kyle Shanahan is doing. A lot of big runs came after Tevin Coleman getting the hard yard.
It's the setup.
He's the setup back. He's the dude that can bang in there with 3 techniques and linebackers. Raheem Mostert and Breida can't do that because they're gonna lip off the damn field. They can't do that. He was that guy that was doing that.
Yeah, tough, yeah.
There's a reason why Raheem Mostert only averages 8.5 carries a game, bro.
And I don't think Tevin Coleman could do it either because last time I checked, he got hurt in the season too.
Bro,
If we're going to talk about one running back doing
hold on. We're not talking about him limping out of the game because of ankle injury. We're talking about he was falling into the end zone against the Vikings where he had 105 yards and 2 touchdowns that game. He was back that game. He fell into the end zone, he put his hand down and he jammed his shoulder. I remember that. He basically jammed his shoulder. Yeah, but he was falling into the end zone. We're not talking about him continuously having ankle problems like Mostert or Breida was having. We're not talking about that.
He had a high ankle sprain during the season.
Yeah. He had a high ankle sprain during the season, but it was a contact injury. How many times did Matt Breida limp off the field with non-contact injuries?
Last time I checked, we were talking about Mostert and Tevin Coleman. Nah, don't bring Breida in. He's in Miami, dog. It's not bringing him.
Okay. Hey, so put it like this: was Raheem Mostert's injury a contact or non-contact injury?
When he broke his arm?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when he messed up his ankle and he set out for the Washington Redskins game.
He rolled it.
Okay, that's non-contact, right?
Contact.
On contact or non-contact?
Non-contact.
Boom.
But you just got done saying he can't run him into a tackle. That's not because he's getting hit.
I don't think Raheem Mostert can't run through the tackles like that, bro.
Yeah,
So you think that Raheem Mostert can play a full 16 game season and average 20 yards 20 carries a game?
Yeah, he can.
And make it through the season? You think so?
Yeah.
That's a stretch, bro.
And I'm not trying to be like a homer because I don't think.
No. I ain't saying that.
No, I know you're not. But for me, what I'm trying to say is Mostert is a lot better than we actually think he is. Just because everyone likes to go, oh, he's been cut by 7 teams. Those teams didn't give him the opportunity. Opportunity is all these players need. And if he's given the opportunity, I believe his number from average yards per carry might come from 6 to 4.5 or still 5. It's going to drop a bit. But he's still going to average.
You think that Raheem Mostert can play a full 16 game season and average 5 or 6 yard carries, bro? That's what you're saying.
Yep. Want to know why? Because Kyle likes to run an outside zone, which all you have to do is be fast, follow Kittle, and you're going to get your 5 yards. Follow Kittle. Tevin Coleman does not follow Kittle. That's why he gets 2 yards.
Sample size syndrome. That's what we suffer from. I know we getting a lot of dislikes right now. I remember the last episode we talked about Raheem. We had like 12 dislikes. I don't give a damn. It ain't enough to boost the algorithm.
I think you're saying he has a really small sample size. But at the end of the day, would you get rid of him for a $2 million difference to keep Tevin Coleman, or would you have to rather just ship
Buy?
You that much Tevin Coleman?
Bro, you ain't nobody.
What are you talking about?
Talking to you. You ain't nobody. You've been cut by 7. Oh, somebody said not 6. Paris said he's been cut by 7 teams. You've been cut by 7 teams. You was a special teams ace. We gave you $9 million to be a special teams ace. You're 1 year into that contract. You had a 7 or 8 game stretch. You didn't get the ball until the second quarter in the Super Bowl. And you think you somebody to be coming in asking for more money? And do you know George Kittle needs to be signed? Like, who the fuck do you think you are, Raheem?
Hey, Kittle. All right. George Kittle hasn't been signed because of the front office, not because other people want to pay it.
But I can bet you this. They're not giving nobody no money until George Kittle gets his check. How much you want to put on that?
Wait, hold on. We're talking about not giving someone else money. They just gave the player they traded for Trent Williams money up front.
He was a trade. We got $21 million.
Bro, that's a slap in the.
We got $21 million back from Joe Staley over a 2-year period, so that money was filtered into his contract. We had to fill that position. It's not like we're giving somebody that's on the team 1 year into their new contract. If I'm on the team and I'm George Kittle and you get this motherfucker who ain't never been no All-Pro, who ain't never been no Pro Bowler, who being cut by 7 different teams, you on his 8 team, and you give him more money and you ain't signed my contract yet, my nigga, I'm sitting down. You got me fucked up.
So you're telling me
he ain't nobody, bro.
If you're Kittle and you play 3 years and you play through sorry-ass teams, through injuries, busting your tail for the 49ers organization.
Was the Eagles sorry when he played with the Eagles?
Who?
Was the Eagles sorry when he was on that squad? They had a squad when he was on the Eagles.
He's talking about Kittle. He's talking about Kittle.
Oh, how about this? I mean,
I'm talking about Kittle. So I'm talking about when you play 3 years busting your tail off for the 49ers organization to get them back where they are, and then they trade for a badass left tackle, and you give them money up front after them knowing your contract needs to be done, but them still holding off on it because they don't want to give other people money, that's a slap in the face. I've talked to people who are I talked to people who are close to Kittle. I know where you're going. I talked to people who are close to Kittle. It was a slap in the face to Kittle's camp. It was a slap in the face.
All right,
you heard it right here, Niners all day.
So you're saying that Kittle, so basically you're saying that Kittle said he would rather not sign a Pro Bowl left tackle who's going to make his job a lot easier and just pay him. That's what you're saying? You're saying that he would rather them just retire.
He's not even looking at that. He's looking for his money.
You still could have gave Williams his money after you did Kittle. You didn't have to go out and bend over backwards and then start calling Trent Williams the best player I've ever coached. He's the most impressive player I've ever coached. Blah blah blah. This and that. You're blowing his ass.
Bro, he is. He is, bro. He went to.
But
he was an all-pro. He was an all-pro Pro Bowl lineman in a season where he played 9 games.
I understand that. And George Kittle was also an all-pro player.
He didn't do it for 7 years in a row, bro. He basically did it 1 year on one leg. He had a dislocated kneecap, and he played through that shit and was all-pro and allowed 1 sack.
But so, for example, let me put it in another sense. Let's say, for example, me, you, and Bronze are all on a team. But I'm the new guy. I'm new to your guys' show. But they're like, hey, we want to give him all the shine. We want him to do all the shows, but Dre could be the guest. You're not going to get mad like, hell no, this is my show. I built this shit. Right? I mean, hell no, step back. Hey, bro, get out of here because I built this shit. This is my damn show. Right? So for Kittle, for him, it's a slap in the face. From people that I've talked to and I've tried to get them information, they believe it's a slap in the face.
So what exactly is a slap in the face? That they traded for Trent Williams?
Not that they traded for Trent Williams. That they gave him money guaranteed up front, but they can't look at the Kittle contract situation.
They took care of Trent Williams first before Kittle.
Bro, he's a player that they traded for. He's it's not like he's on the same team. Moser, hey, hold on. Somebody said I came to see Dre's opinion and to see if it changed on Moser, and I guess not. No, it hasn't. Like I've already said this a million times. Moser is a good player, but do I think he's on the status to where he comes in after 1 year into his new fucking contract and say, I want more money or trade me? No, sit your bitch ass down somewhere, bro. You're not. I don't know what y'all be. I don't get it, bro. I really don't get it, bro. Like I can understand
small sample size syndrome.
Yeah, bro. I can understand if it's like a Richard Sherman, somebody who's going to be in the Hall of Fame, who had 5 interceptions last year, somebody who's 91.2 PFF, right behind Stephon Gilmore. But who is Raheem Moser, bro? He got on a roll. He got into a good groove with the right defense and the scheme that's perfect for him. That is it. Put him with the Cleveland Browns where they run a scat back and they don't run with no type of fullback, and let's see what he do. Put him with the Texans where they're running out of the shotgun most of the time. Let's see what he does with no fullback with that offensive line. Let's see what he does. Like, come on, he ain't that, bro. He's not that, bro.
Wasn't in the contract year. Someone just said Kittle isn't in a contract year. That's false. Kittle actually is in a contract year, headed into his 4th year, his final year on his rookie deal. So
yeah, this is his 4th year. Yeah, this is
contract year.
Yeah, this is his contract year. And to be honest, they would want to go ahead and get this shit done so before that motherfucker have another 1,300-yard season, and then he really be asking for 17, 18 million. Like, I get it, bro. But we all know Kittle's contract is gonna get done, bro. We know that.
Do we really know that? Look, hey, the reason why I want to be optimistic about it is because he's the face of the franchise. They promote him as much as they do and at the stadium and everything. But what makes me think that they're not going to sign him and they're going to play this out as long as possible is everyone who says the contract guru, Parag Marathe. The reason why I say that is he likes to do contracts where it benefits the 49ers and not the players.
Isn't that his job?
Yes, but now when you're an elite player, you want to make sure you're benefited more than the organization where you have money is guaranteed for years to come, not for your first 2 years where they have outs, where you're not going to have anything guaranteed. So, that's for me, when you're an elite player and you're coming into contract negotiations and they offer you something like that, you're looking at it like, why would I even do that to myself or my family? Why am I going to have money guaranteed for 2 years and you could cut me where let's say I blow my knee or something, you could cut me and I'm done because I already got my guarantees up front. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the regular deal. It's not the regular deal that Parag could try to work out because at the end of the day, this is an elite player. The last elite, it wasn't elite. But the last really, really good player was Buckner. They didn't want to give Buckner the type of deal he wanted. They wanted to give.
They offered him $18 million, bro. They offered him $18 million. When I found out that they offered him $18 million and he turned it down and he wanted 21, 22. Bye. Grant Cohn.
Yeah,
I'm trusting Grant. I'm trusting his source.
Yep. You're right. That's the thing.
I got shit in my inbox from Grant right now, bro, that I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't, it's kind of like what you were saying, bro. Like there's certain shit you'll talk to me about on the phone, but you ain't going to type it and you necessarily really don't want to say it because you ain't trying to give away your sources.
Because I was going to say that's accurate information.
Yeah. So
wherever you heard it from, I wanted, if you said per source, I was going to say accurate information.
Yeah.
But so the team, 18 to 21, just from my gun now, 18 to 21, that's $3 million, right? A little bit of wiggle room. So they paid 17.5 to Armstead.
Mm-hmm.
So Buckner is only $500,000 better than Armstead. No.
Yeah, because he can only play 3 technique and he can't play defensive end like Armstead. He's not versatile.
He can play DN just as good as Armstead, if not better.
Bro, how many snaps last year did DeForest Buckner play on the edge last year?
They didn't ask him to do it. They didn't ask him. He could.
Why do you think they didn't ask him to do it?
Because he could do it. They've even said
no.
The previous year,
if you can do something and it maximizes your potential and it helps the team, they're not going to ask you to do it. They're not. I know this. I know that Armstead played 50%, like damn near 50% of his snaps on the edge, and the rest were at the 3 technique. I know that DeForest Buckner never play. I can guarantee you DeForest Buckner ain't played more than 20% of his snaps at the edge, maybe not even 15.
Okay, in camp, was it last year or the year before? He was taking reps as defensive end. Defensive end, because they said that we believe he could be a defensive end in our system. He already had outplayed his contract. They knew he was going to take a big contract. So now if you have him lining up inside and outside, inside and outside, there's no way you're going to come close to a deal. You said earlier that you feel the Jets play Jamal Adams in the box so they don't have to pay him as much as they would if he's playing free safety and moving him around. Similar situation to DeForest Buckner. If you have him moving around, his contract's going to be a lot higher than what they thought it was going to be.
Oh, you just gassed me.
So
now, you got me there. I ain't got no argument.
So now when you have Buckner moving outside when he could do it just as good as Armstead and moving him back inside better than Armstead, then you're looking at it like, damn, I can't do that because now his value is a lot higher than it is.
Okay, but let's look at this. We were a Super Bowl team last year. The Jets weren't. So they know they're not even going to the playoffs, and they're damn sure not going to the Super Bowl. Why wouldn't the Super Bowl team play DeForest Buckner on the edge if they know it's going to help us?
Like I said, they wanted to keep him. John Lynch has previously said, I really like DeForest Buckner. He has said, I really like DeForest Buckner. We want to keep him long term. We know we're going to have to pay him a lot of money when his contract comes.
And $18 million is a lot of money a year. It's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
Like this.
He wanted more. He wanted Aaron Donald money.
Aaron Donald got $20 million a year. Do you really think I'm a fucking, and he could play up and down the line. Do you think I'm gonna pay DeForest fucking Buckner $22 million a year? Hell no, bro. So you're saying so you said is DeForest Buckner only $500,000 better than Armstead? I say no, because Armstead had 10 sacks on a better defensive line, and Buckner had 7.5.
Yeah,
they
Buckner had 7.5. Buckner had 7.5, getting double more than Armstead.
Okay, now let's say this. Let's say this. Is DeForest Buckner $2 million more than Aaron Donald?
Is he better than money wise? No. But when you're getting contract extensions, the way the contracts work is you're gonna one up that person even if you're not better than him, and that's how it works. No matter what, they keep one up each other even if you're not better.
But bro, we can't say that. We can't say that for Buckner and Armstead, and then not say that for Buckner and Aaron Donald because they play the same position.
Chris Jones just won up Donald. Is he better? No.
Oh, Chris Jones got guaranteed $60 million. He's not making over 20 a year, bro.
He's making 21 a year on his contract.
Huh?
He averages out to 21 a year. His contract, it does 21 a year, something like that.
Bronze, what is Aaron Donald's contract?
I'm looking it up.
Let's go, bro.
Chris Jones' new contract.
No, I know it. He got 85 and a guaranteed 60.
Yeah, 85 over 4 years. That turns out to be, what is that? Over 4 years.
Let's see.
85
right
over 4.
That's 21. That's 21.
What's Aaron Donald's per year?
I see 17 and 19 for 2021.
When did he sign the contract? In 2018?
Let's see. Doesn't show when, but his base salary was 800, and then it jumped to 9 million in 2019.
So this is
2017.
He must have signed that in 2018. He must have signed that in 2018.
It's an outdated contract, and he deserves a lot more money than that.
Hey, bro, hey, this is the thing. Like when I was like, at first I was like, damn, we traded Buckner, but then like when I heard we was gonna get Javon Kinlaw, I was okay. I work with that. Like Javon Kinlaw, I think it's like I said at the beginning of the show, I think he's gonna be better than Buckner. But when I heard he got offered 18 a year and he left for $3-4 million, I was like, yeah, bro, he was about the money. Like he's corporate Buckner. He didn't want to be a Niner. So I really didn't.
Hey, you're telling me if, because look, all right, 18 million versus 21 million getting taxed in Indianapolis versus California. It's a big difference, bro.
Hey, bro. So you a California kid, right? You California man, right?
Yep.
Would you move to Indianapolis? What?
If I'm gonna get taxed a lot less when I'm a million, and when you're at that level, the million range, hell yeah, I'm moving, bro.
Bro,
yeah, you're setting up your family.
What is in Indianapolis for the Indy 500? What's in Indianapolis, bro?
It don't matter, bro. When you're talking to, it looks like 3 million, but when you're talking tax wise, it's a lot more than 3 million.
But at the same time, like, are the Colts gonna go to the Super Bowl?
Nah, but they have a solid roster. They're in the playoffs,
right? So it's just like it basically just showed me like he was about his money, bro. Like he wasn't about being a 49er. And when you're not about being a 49er and you're like, okay, I might make 2 or 3 million less, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I'm on one of the best rosters in the NFL, and we got another chance to make a run, and that money is going to go to helping making my team better. It just showed me, bro, he was about the money. And I think we're going to be better off without him anyways, because if you look at it, we made more money available to sign all of the free agents. I think we signed like 19 or 20 free agents or some crazy shit. We got Trent Williams. We got all our rookies. Like, everything worked out perfect for me. Like, I'm not really worried about the Forrest Buckner. We're going to see what he's like.
I think our defense doesn't – I don't think our defense takes a hit. But for me,
no,
I'm a pro player all the way. And if a player wants to get paid, go get paid, man. I can't tell you not to get paid and not take care of your family. End of the day,
so I respect that, but I'm pro 49er. Fuck the player.
Yeah, you're pro 49er, but at the end of the day, I don't care about an organization they make so much money, but they invest a little bit of their money back into their communities. These players invest more money and more of their time back into the communities than the teams, man.
Hey, man, them operating costs of an NFL franchise ain't cheap, my brother. Yeah. It's a lot of people.
Yeah,
but they have enough money to put money back into their communities.
Yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying? I can rock with that.
Well, I don't know how they do it. Yeah, I don't know what they do. I mean, I see them. I see the commercials where they do, community stuff. But
so Marco,
PR stuff, man.
Yeah. We got into this money talk because of Raheem Mostert. Do you think? So you telling me that Raheem has the clout to where he 1 year into his new contract and he could go out and say, I want more money or trade me? Do you think he's that guy right now?
When he signed his contract, I'm gonna hear it from you right now. So when he signed his contract, it was a special teams contract. Yeah, his agent didn't do a good job negotiating to see if he would get carries or not. But I also believe the 49ers didn't believe he was going to get carries because they had Matt Breida and they had just signed Tevin Coleman, and they were expecting
he only averaged 8 carries a game. That's not RB.
And they were also expecting Jet McKinnon to come back. So they already had 3 guys on their list ahead to get carries ahead of Ramil Mostert. My bad. So when you have 3 guys ahead of him, you can't really negotiate the contract that he's asking for. But he is the best running back on the 49ers roster. If Jet McKinnon is not healthy, then he's the best running back on the roster. If McKinnon is healthy, McKinnon is easily the best running back on the roster. And he is looking healthy, so I personally don't think he should be asking for much because the best running back on the roster is going to get a lot more carries next year is going to be McKinnon.
And, you got to look at it like this also, bro. When you sign a contract with a team, you're there to do what they need you to do to help the team win. It's not like, I'm a gunner on special teams. Like, that's all I'm doing, bro. I ain't doing nothing else. I'm just a gunner. I ain't doing nothing else. I would, be the gunner. I ain't gonna play running back. No, bro. When you sign a contract, you're gonna do what the fuck we asked you to do. To help
what about let's say the 49ers told him you're a special teams gunner. This is what we want to get you for. This is your contract range we have for you. And this is what we're going to offer you. If you don't want it, you're out, but you're a special teams gunner. Now, let's say, I don't know where you work, but let's say you work, they're having you do a lot more stuff, and you're like, hell no, I better get a damn raise if they're having me do what the manager's doing. Hell no, hey, pay me more. I do the same thing the manager does. Pay me more. I do the same thing Tevin Coleman does plus more. I do special team stuff. Pay me the same as Tevin Coleman.
And you know what they're going to tell you? Get your ass out. You fired. That's the next motherfucker do. We're going to have this next motherfucker do. So,
most dudes.
Bro, they go to the podcast. Look here, babe. We going to pay this back. He going to do it. You either want to feed your family or, I'm rooting for McKinnon. I root for McKinnon too. Man, I just think it rubbed me the wrong way, bro. Like, it did.
It rubbed everyone the wrong way because we come off a Super Bowl run. This is what a Super Bowl hangover is. It's really what a Super Bowl hangover is. You start having players who are like, I hope let's get to the Super Bowl. I need a little bit more cash in my pocket. I need a little bit more. All players want money, man. At the end of the day, they always say.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you have Mostert like asking for a little money, then you're gonna have another player, and all of a sudden like, oh man, I'm strapped.
He's trying to set that precedent to where everybody gonna refer back to Raheem. Well, when he asked for money, y'all gave it to him. Nah, we ain't doing that, bro.
No, they might not do it. They might not do it, to be honest with you. But
I bet Raheem Mostert, I bet he's not getting any more money. And you know, if he has a $250,000 game bonus, which means if he's on the active roster, he's making $250. That means every 3 games, bro, you bringing in $1 million. I mean,
that's not how his contract works. I actually thought it worked like that, but it's actually different. It's not per game. So I thought it was like that.
What the hell was David Lombardi talking about then?
What was that?
What the hell was David Lombardi talking about then?
No,
he tweeted that up.
It's something different because when I was looking at it, it's the wording's weird, man. I was trying to read it. I don't think it's 250,000 per game.
Oh,
right now. Yeah, so right here, his contract is worth blah 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 blah, and in 2020, up to 250,000 per game. So it's $17,000 per game active. So up to 250,000. So it's not. He can't reach that million like we actually think he can. If I could share my screen, I would show it to you guys.
Yeah, you can. I think you could share it. Yeah,
but
so right here, it shows. See where I highlighted it? It says in 2020 and 250 blah 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 in 2021.
Man, you know what? If he would have,
but
I think he would have got paid more if he would have just played another year. Niners would have hooked him up. But since he kind of like asked too early, kind of rubbed him the wrong way, and he kind of dug him, a hole for himself.
I mean, I thought it was the same way. I thought he could get $250 per game, but it's actually $17,000 per game. So it's up to $250,000.
But I'm just saying though, if you getting $3 million a year, they can't. It's not like they can say, yeah, we only gonna give you 75,000. No, bro. If I'm on the active roster and I can get up to $250 a game, you're gonna get your full check. Yeah, they have to pay you all your money per. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think
if you
up to 250. It says up to 250, but it's 17,000 per game active is what he signed. So they're not going to give him 250,000 per game. I could be
wrong. Some other incentives then.
Yeah, the way it's worded.
So
but I mean,
yeah,
end of the day, I think Raheem Mostert stays on the roster and he plays with the 49ers next year.
He ain't got no choice. I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna miss out your game, bro? Like you ain't getting no.
I mean, he has no leverage really.
If they trade him, it's gonna be for a 5th or 6th if they trade him.
I mean, nah, we got a 5th for Matt Breida. Shit, we can get at least a 3rd or 4th for Moser. But Matt Breida had a problem, was inactive for the last couple games.
When a player asks for a trade, his trade value goes down.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you're not getting the 30 you want.
and yeah, you know, what I would do is I would just guarantee his contract.
That's what they should do. Yes, that's what they should do.
Like you're not getting no more money, Bucko. Like, you know, like and I was sitting down to talk to him like, bro, we don't appreciate how, you know, you pointed out one of your teammates' salaries and said, I want this type. Like, bro, you don't single your teammates out like that. That ain't what we do.
You don't drop names.
Yeah, bro.
I want Tico money.
Yeah.
Just be like, I want to be the highest paid running back on my roster.
Yeah. You didn't have to. Yeah, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it just gives me a different perspective of like who he is as a man. Like Raheem, like, are you really a sucker like that, bro? Like, because I know his agent. This is the thing with an agent. Your agent just ain't gonna go post some shit and not okay it with you. Like, that ain't how it goes.
No.
That ain't how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So he was okay with that. So, like, really, what type of dude are you? Like, did you pull the fleece over our eyes when you was getting all this publicity at the Super Bowl and everybody thought you was this great, amazing guy and really you an asshole? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I don't think he gonna, you know, they're gonna be looking at him weird in the locker room, bro. They're gonna be looking at him.
If they don't trade him, it'll be kind of weird because it'll create that little locker room stuff. And
Yeah.
Well, shit, man, we've been going on 2 hours, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Time
Marco,
flies.
man. You know, we
Good shit,
appreciate
Marco.
you.
It was a good conversation.
This is a good ass show, bro. You know what I'm saying? You welcome anytime, bro. We appreciate you sharing your football knowledge with 49ers, bro, and we'll definitely be in contact with you, bro.
For sure. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was good. It was good.
One last thing, man. We want to give a shout out, man, to Preston Williams. I was up last night watching Outcry. It's a new special on the Showtime. If you got, I'd advise you guys to go watch it.
What's it about?
It's about this football player who got falsely accused and was in prison.
Oh, yeah.
Super good. Like anybody out there, like you guys go watch that. I was up and I was watching this, and Preston, he tweeted us and said, "Man, great show, but you need to work on your lighting." And I said, basically, like, bro, like, I haven't been dispatched out by my union yet. I got a family.
It's coming.
I don't really think about getting lighting or none of that shit. We just want to put out good content. And what Preston did is he said, he inboxed me and said, "Bro, look for something on Amazon and I'll pay for it." And
oh man, okay,
he over the change, and I'm gonna have some lighting, and things is gonna be a little bit better, man. So we definitely send a shout out to Preston Williams.
Man, good looking out.
Good looking out. Appreciate you. And yeah, man, shout out to all of the fam out there, the faithful.
Been hanging out, man.
Yeah, man. I'm really, and if y'all want to dislike, hey,
I don't see the dislike. I only saw one dislike.
Oh, hey, but it was on my head.
Either way.
It was hot. Hey, man, this is what Talking Niners football is about, bro. Like everybody has their own perspective, and my perspective was just that I don't think Raheem is that guy to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? But tomorrow we got another show. Jason,
that's gonna be a good one. Yep.
What we did is we're gonna break down Jamal Adams' film versus Jaquaski Tartt's film. We're gonna compare the two. And also the Bryant Young memorabilia, the signed and framed Bryant Young is authorized. It's going to be here tomorrow.
Oh,
it's going to be here tomorrow. You see that authorized? That you see that authentic
HOF
right there? That's authenticated. We're going to be giving that away at 1,000 subscribers.
What
I mean?
We're halfway there.
So, yeah, man, we got some good stuff coming up, man. So we appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all for supporting us. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, all that good shit, man. And we'll see y'all tomorrow at 5 o'clock with Jason DePonte, 5 p.m., man.
All right, peace.
Peace.